Part 275. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 2741. One face, only one pair of eyes. The rest are all in an exceptionally smooth state. The faceless demon looks exactly like its name. You managed to annoy me. After so many years, you are still the first. G. You can feel proud. It's your honor to make me face up sharply. You will never have another chance. Die. The faceless heavenly demon let out a sharp snarl, enveloped in black air all over his body, and then continued to attack Fang Fan crazily. Since this faceless demon is launching a full-scale battle at this time, for Fang Fan, this wave of feelings is in place, and there is even a kind of flattering feeling. This time the thoughts gathered here, as if they wanted to completely devour everything in front of them into the invisible. Everything in the explosion is eroding your exclusive thoughts. Just what I want. Fang Fan sneered, and the light in his eyes grew more and more, and then the corners of his mouth raised silently, his facial expression changed very quickly. Needless to say anything else for the time being, this feeling will directly break the position invisibly. True and clear. The crazy feeling of tearing broke out at this moment, and there was a feeling of completely eroding it. Control War only has a time limit of 10 minutes. Take advantage of this time to kill this faceless demon. It doesn't matter if you are a god or a demon, kill them all. The speed at which Fang Fan swung the Zhantian sword became faster and faster, and then he tried his best. Boom! Clang! One after another sparks exploded in all directions. After the spark burst, there was a burst of crazy compression. With the blessing of battle control, Fang Fan automatically doubles his combat power, while this faceless demon reduces his combat power by half. In addition, the serum in Fang Fan's hand can suppress him. So at this moment, Fang Fan is fighting this guy in a state of full-scale slaughter. To the end of the slaughter is the crazy moment of thought. Let all of this follow to a complete collapse. The killing intent has already gathered. Boom! The body of the faceless heavenly demon fell to the ground again, directly in the state of dog eating shit. Again and again. There are more and more black blood on the number 8 arena. The battle is followed by a comprehensive upgrade again and again. Don't go crazy in the explosion, just die in the explosion. Fang Fan had tried his best to fight, never held back, and stabbed the faceless demon several times with the Zhantian sword, but this guy's defense and vitality were too strong. After stabbing so many swords, he is still alive and kicking like this. This faceless demon is really weird. The more Fang Fan fought, the more irritable he seemed. I've always thought about a quick fight, but it's just a quick fight until now, and I'm still fighting endlessly. This mentality just exploded. And for that faceless heavenly demon Sharpthorn, he also felt that he had suffered endless humiliation. He is the most noble faceless demon. He is the darling of the demon god. How can you be so ridiculed by this lowly life? Roar! The faceless heavenly demon let out a beast-like roar so suddenly. This guy doesn't have a mouth either, and he doesn't know what he uses to make his voice. I can't go on like this. Although the vitality of the heavenly demons is strong, every time they are injured, the origin will be destroyed. If it continues like this, it won't take long before I will be consumed to death. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu. Chapter 2742. Faceless Tianmarui's piercing eyes spun around, and at this moment, infinite emotion surged in his heart. Thinking to this point in my heart, the sense of explosion followed invisibly boiled all over. At this moment, the feelings in my heart are virtually taking off in full swing. Needless to say about other things for the time being, this feeling followed in place virtually. It's very real and it seems very clear. Anyway, that's what I thought in my heart. So far, the feeling is full. You, annoyed for. Today, you will definitely die. The faceless heavenly demon Sharpthorn murmured to himself, while speaking, his eyes flickered with a different kind of brilliance. Roar. The body of a demon. The faceless heavenly demon Sharpthorn suddenly roared loudly, and then his body twitched unnaturally. Immediately, the black blood on the ground surged crazily, the blood was condensing, and the idea of death was erupting at this moment. The idea of fighting has become extremely hasty invisibly. Immediately, the body of the faceless demon Sharpthorn expanded rapidly, and the expansion speed became faster and faster, and gradually it was about to break. Fang Fan squinted his eyes and glanced at it. In just a few breaths, this faceless demon had swelled to a height of 3 feet. 3 feet, almost 10 meters. Now it has become a giant. The combat power also exploded virtually. Boom. The faceless demon sharp swinged the hammer the size of a water tank and slammed it down on Fang Fan. Fang Fan followed and dodged, and a big hole was punched out on the arena. The battle situation gradually became urgent again, which gave people a sense of emotional surprise. At this moment, the situation became confusing again, but after the sharp thorn of the faceless demon erupted, Fang Fan was at a disadvantage. If you are not careful, you may be completely crushed. Needless to say anything else, this feeling is very real. A glance at the past, probably is the case. Following this trend, I might be really in danger. Although this faceless celestial demon may not be able to sustain this giant state for too long, the magic skill battle control is only valid for less than 5 minutes. Once the battle control magical skill falls into a disadvantage, the situation will really become dangerous. The situation will only get serious at that point. If you are not careful, you may be completely cold. Actually, I need more time than this faceless demon. Fang Fan's eyeballs followed, and then he thought about many methods in his mind. Fang Fan couldn't help flashing all kinds of accumulated cards. Holy Venerable Heavenly Demon Summoning Card. Use this card to directly summon a Supreme Holy Venerable Heavenly Demon, which lasts for 3 minutes. Note, the summoned Heavenly Demon is very likely to lose control, and only those with high spiritual power can't do it control. Monthly Drawing Card Income. Holy Order Card. After using it, you can directly issue an order to control a cultivator below the 5-star sanctuary level for 3 minutes in a short period of time. Holy Grade Health Card. After use, it can improve the toughness of the 5 limbs. Holy Grade Transgender Card. Use this card to force a cultivator to have a sex change. Daily Card Draw. A dazzling array of cards, I don't know how many. Fang Fan glanced at it, and subconsciously seemed a little stunned. This time the thoughts are gathered here, and the eyes flicker invisibly with a different kind of brilliance. Needless to say anything else, this feeling followed invisibly. Anyway, that's probably what I thought about in my heart. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2743. Some of these cards are indeed bullshit cards, but some are indeed extremely precious. For example, the Saint-level Heavenly Demon Summoning card, can directly summon a Supreme Saint-level Heavenly Demon to fight for you. It's just that there is a danger of losing control, so we still have to keep it steady for the time being. What they are dealing with right now is the faceless Heavenly Demon. If the summoned Supreme Saint-level Heavenly Demon sees that this is his own kind and turns back directly, it will be a big joke. Holy Grade Transgender Card, to transsexualize the faceless demon? I don't even know what attributes he has, after all, he doesn't even have a face. Holy Level Health Card, it doesn't taste right. Holy Order card. After using it, you can control a cultivator below the 5-star sanctuary level for 3 minutes. If you can control it, are you afraid that he will be disobedient? Fang Fan narrowed his eyes, thinking to himself, then nodded quickly. Roar. Die. At this moment, the sharp thorn attack of the faceless demon has arrived. With a crazy killing intent, it seems to want to completely obliterate everything in front of him invisibly. This touch has become extremely real invisibly. Use the Holy Order card. Fang Fan didn't hesitate any longer, and immediately followed with a dark drink. Boom. Rumbling. A series of cracking sounds followed, invisibly giving people a sense of endless oppression in consciousness. This time the feeling was in place, the body twitched unnaturally, and the posture of gnashing teeth was vividly displayed. Needless to say the rest for the time being, this feeling will gradually follow in place. Sincere, yet clear. Immediately there seemed to be an invisible energy that suddenly seeped out, and then directly penetrated into the body of the faceless celestial demon. Ah! Ah! My head! The body of the faceless heavenly demon Sharpthorn trembled violently, while roaring, the facial expression changed very clearly. Needless to say the rest, this feeling is directly in place. You can also feel the pain from his roar. The consciousness of this faceless demon is struggling crazily and is out of my control. I didn't expect to be able to resist even the power of the Holy Order card. The physique of this faceless demon is certainly extraordinary. Fang Fan thought to himself, and then he stopped hesitating and threw his body straight out. The heaven Zhangjian in his hand pierced out sword flowers in the air, and then he was about to pierce the existence in front of him. Stab. The blade was unsheathed, and then dozens of swords were stabbed on the faceless Tianmarui. Watching the 3-foot body of this faceless demon shrunk crazily. But it's only shrinking, and the vitality is still extremely strong. Faceless demon, extremely terrifying. This wave is shown, and the mind follows quite a bit. Ah! Roll. The sharp black pupils of the faceless demon suddenly turned blood red, and immediately after a howling sound, the facial expression changed very quickly. Needless to say anything else for the time being, this feeling directly follows the broken position. True, yet horrifying. You forced me. You forced me to. I have no idea. I can't help it. Roar. It's all you, you forced me. The great demon clan, never back down. I will summon the great demon god. I will completely destroy you. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2744. The faceless heavenly demon Sharpthorn let out a frenzied roar, and then black blood flowed all over his body. As if the whole body has been hit hard at this moment. And what this faceless celestial demon Sharpstab said is even more frightening. He wants to summon the demon god. The incarnation of the devil god, the consciousness of the devil god is about to follow Jilin. Even if it's just a consciousness, even if it's just an incarnation, it's still the consciousness and incarnation of the demon god. Once it erupts, isn't it going to crush everything invisible? A sense of panic surged invisibly, and the facial expression changed very quickly. At this moment, I was completely stunned. At this time, the mentality also seems to be a little broken. My mind exploded. What kind of trouble is this going to do? This is not going to work. Seeing it all gone, all gone. At this moment, those irritable gamblers and the audience also panicked. If the star core loses, it loses. They are all things outside the body, and there is still a chance to earn them back. But if this little life is gone, it will really be gone. The whole person is so cool. What kind of trouble is this trying to make? The whole person was wiped out directly. How can this be good? Once the incarnation of the demon god descends here, What awaits is a massacre. Demon gods, they are all demons, how can they care about these innocent lives? I just came here to gamble a few times, wouldn't it be so exciting? I'm so frightened right now. Damn it, do you think I'm not panicking? My humming mentality is blown up now. What the hell is going on with this? Can you hold on to it a little bit? Hum. 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 That's it, I can't stabilize my mentality. Otherwise, let's run away, otherwise the demon god will really bring disaster to the fish pond after being summoned later. What shall we do then? Why is it so cold? If it's really cold, it's really hard to handle. Cao. Otherwise, or else hurry up and withdraw, I'm so frightened. Hold on, this scene, I'm afraid of a hammer. I've seen big scenes, what are you afraid of? The scale of the Colosseum is so large, how is it possible that there is no protection at all? Since the Colosseum dares to release this faceless demon, there is a solution, just hold on. Hey, if this faceless demon really summons the incarnation of the demon god, then Jean Tien will definitely die. The star core I bet is gone, completely gone. It's gone, it's all gone, Liang Yueguang will do it for me. He. If the incarnation of the demon god is really summoned, I'm afraid the Colosseum will not be able to keep it. Those bastards will kill themselves this time. Grass. Let them cut leeks. Sooner or later they will cut themselves off. Cut, it's not a crime, just spit it out. There were roaring sounds, and the explosion sounds couldn't help but increase. Needless to say, the feeling seemed very real. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking at the moment. The invisible sense of explosion gradually became clear. Anyway, the negative emotions in the Colosseum are particularly high at this moment. Everyone feels very uncomfortable in their hearts. I can't wait to do a few games directly to be comfortable. As for the Colosseum official, they really can't calm down now. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2745. How can you be so calm? If it continues to make a fuss, it will really blow up completely. The mentality directly follows the burst. At this moment, his lips were trembling, and the sound of breathing became extremely real. The mentality gathers here, and I feel panic. Inside the Colosseum, in luxurious rooms. The middle-aged man in the simple robe couldn't sit still any longer. He quickly put on his gloves and lifted up his left hand, which was missing 5 fingers. The solemn expression on his face was beyond words. To put it bluntly, he was responsible for this incident. At the beginning, he also arranged this leak game, but he didn't expect it to turn out like this in the end. There are more or less different feelings in my heart, all kinds of thoughts in my heart are thinking about it, and the changes in facial expressions are also very real. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking right now. Second Master, the faceless heavenly demon is about to summon the demon god. Second Master, you should order it to stop. If, any later, it will really be too late. Second Master, this matter must be resolved quickly. Second Master. Bao Ming, the middle-aged steward of the Colosseum, ran back and forth in a panic. While talking at this moment, the corners of his mouth trembled violently. Needless to say about other things for the time being, this feeling is especially real. This is indeed what I think in my heart. Too difficult. Also too nervous. What will this evolve into before I am willing to be reconciled? How will it change then? Quick battle. He. How can we solve this situation quickly? You tell me. How to make a quick decision. I don't believe this brat really has the guts. If he really does this, he will really die. Shouldn't Fang Fan choose to jump off the arena at this time? If he admits defeat now, how could the faceless demon be so excited? Or at the beginning, he shouldn't have been so excited. Asshole. Asshole to the extreme. The middle-aged man known as the second master was trembling with anger, and now he seemed quite restless. The stable posture of an old dog before has also changed, and the facial expression has changed particularly rapidly. Needless to say about other things for the time being, this feeling will follow invisibly. Anyway, that's what I thought in my heart. It's very real, and it's even more clear. The middle-aged steward of the Colosseum, Bao Ming, curled his lips subconsciously. At this time, the blame is on others. If you hadn't been provoking their bottom line, would they be like this? It was you who released the faceless demon without mentioning we would. Now that this kind of thing happened, how can you blame others? Isn't this slapping yourself in the face? And the sense of rhythm of this wave of face slapping seems so strong. Needless to say the rest for the time being, this feeling followed in place virtually. So real. Bao Ming, the middle-aged steward of the Colosseum, thought to himself, and suddenly his eyes sparkled with excitement. Second Master. The phantom of the demon god. Really, really here. Second Master. Second Master. That's too late. Bao Ming, the middle-aged steward of the Colosseum, started to tremble crazily at the corner of his mouth as he spoke. As he spoke, he shrunk his neck subconsciously, and his mentality completely collapsed. What kind of trouble is this going to do? In such a situation, it exploded. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2746. From this point of view, the situation is indeed a bit broken. Shut up. I'm not blind. The middle-aged man known as the second master gave a cold snort, and immediately rushed out. His facial expression was very real at this moment, and the black lines on his forehead unnaturally increased. While talking at the moment, the sound of breathing can't help but become extremely rapid. At this moment, it is natural to hold your breath, everything, hold on. Bao Ming, the middle-aged steward of the Colosseum, was scolded for a while, and he didn't care so much at the moment, he just wanted to keep the Colosseum. Before he could say anything else, the middle-aged man called Second Master rushed out of the room. Slay the sky. Now you step down. We can survive. I am Xiang Chang, the deputy owner of the Colosseum. I order you to get out now. The middle-aged man known as the second master revealed his identity directly at this moment. Xiang Chang, deputy owner of the Colosseum. He is the king of the Colosseum when the owner doesn't care about it. Who cares about those leak bureaus on weekdays? Don't care at all. There is even an inexplicable sense of ridicule. Needless to say anything else, this feeling became imperceptibly urgent. The attitude is quite arrogant. Fang Fan squinted his eyes, and his eyes couldn't help flickering with a different kind of brilliance, as if he could crush him instantly. Get off. Hee, what a big breath. My apprentice. You are the one who can ridicule like this. Asshole. Tai Shiji rose into the air, and the combat power of his whole body exploded, giving people an inexplicable sense of oppression, and even trembling directly at this moment. This feeling seems extremely hasty. Who are you calling a jerk? Of course the bastard is scolding you. Xiang Chang, deputy owner of the Colosseum, gradually turned cold, and his facial expression gradually became extremely vicious. Hee. So what if I scold you? How? Do you still want to fight? My apprentice fought well on the arena, what's bothering you? This faceless heavenly demon was also driven into the arena by your Colosseum. I made a leak plate myself, and now I can't digest it, I can't hold it anymore, but let my apprentice admit defeat. What's the point? You are looking for death in the Colosseum. Who is to blame? Uncle G was directly suspended in mid-air. While talking, his eyes flashed with a different kind of brilliance, and now while talking, the look of resentment on his face grew more and more. Needless to say anything else for the time being, this feeling directly follows the broken position. Anyway, that's what I'm thinking at the moment. Anyone who wants to bully his apprentice can't do it. Uncle G. Don't act wild in my Colosseum just because you have good combat power. I'm telling you. This is not a place where you can run wild. If you want to court death, I can accompany you. While the deputy owner of the Colosseum was talking, the light in his eyes became more and more bright. As he was talking, his facial expression changed especially ferociously. He. Just you? Also worthy. If your eldest brother is here, I might still be afraid of 3 points. You can be destroyed with a snap of your fingers. Uncle G waved his hand indifferently, looking very domineering. I don't need to say much about the others, anyway, it seems quite pretentious now. This wave of compulsion followed directly in place. Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2747. Finger, can it be destroyed? What a breath. Uncle G. I know you are a difficult character, but the person on the number 8 arena is your own apprentice. Looking at your appearance, you should care about this precious apprentice, right? If the faceless demon really summoned the demon god's incarnation, do you think your apprentice can survive? Do you really not understand this truth? Such a meaning, the expression is very clear, isn't it? So, you should know what to do. Xiang Chang, deputy owner of the Colosseum, rolled his eyes, and the corners of his mouth rose silently while talking. Uncle G suddenly became silent. He can ignore the world, but he cannot ignore that Fang Fan is in danger. Fang Fan is definitely the best apprentice among the apprentices he has ever brought. It is predictable what Fang Fan will evolve into in the future, and he will even break through this world and be promoted to a more mysterious realm. Uncle G has no hobbies, he just likes to train apprentices, the more outstanding apprentices he likes. Probably because there is such a habit of being a teacher. Thinking this way in my heart, the feeling followed in place virtually. The piggy thoughts and ideas in my heart become more invisibly. How to do it? How can I, how? Grand Uncle G took a deep breath, and his eyes couldn't help but become distracted. Looking at the indifferent Fang Fan on the number 8 arena, he subconsciously twitched his lips. Good guy. He is almost nervous here, but this guy is not nervous at all, he doesn't feel anything. That's it? Can't this be followed by a stop? Does this brain really hurt? This feeling is really going to break the position. Let's stop for a while, isn't it good? Uncle G stared at Fang Fan, and Fang Fan naturally noticed it too. It's just an incarnation of a low-level demon god, it's nothing to worry about. Fang Fan waved his hand, looking very domineering. At this moment, he seemed even happier. He likes this kind of situation. The more the consciousness of those true gods was summoned, the more excited Fang Fan was. Anyway, that feeling seems pure and extreme. Pretentious, that is to pretend to the end. Don't panic. Wave your hand, extremely indifferent. Not worth mentioning. What a breath. How dare you even ignore the true God? Uncle G. As expected of the apprentice you taught, he is even crazier than you. The deputy owner of the Colosseum, Xiang Chang, was stunned for a moment, and then immediately laughed, waving his left hand wearing a black glove, and the smile on his face completely exploded. Anyway, laughing now is leaning forward and backward. This looks really interesting. My brain is buzzing unconsciously, probably that's what it feels like. Snort. My apprentice, how can you comment? Taishaji squinted his eyes and gave a cold shout, all kinds of light in his eyes at this moment invisibly increased. At this moment, I started to think about it silently. Although what Fang Fan said just now was pretending, but from the perspective of Taishuja, he really believed it. He knew his apprentice that although he pretended a little on weekdays, he still had the standards he should have. If he was not sure at all, he would definitely not say such a thing. Could it be that my precious apprentice can really slay God? Divine system of the strongest card supplier in the end times, Doomsday strongest card supplier. Author, Shuyu. Chapter 2748. Taishuja thought to himself, and felt that his idea was too bold. God of slaughter. That's something you can't even imagine. A demigod is already extremely powerful, even if Taishuja pretends to be aggressive, he still has to stand firm in front of the demigod powerhouse. The reason why his name is so famous, in addition to the comprehensive bonus of having the title of necromancer, in fact, the most important thing is that he once fought in front of a demigod powerhouse. And finally left alive. This is something that even ordinary supreme masters can't do, but it was done by his great uncle G. This is how fame is publicized, giving people a sense of endless shock in consciousness. Needless to say about other things for the time being, this feeling followed in place virtually. That's probably what happened. Very real and very clear. Looking at the number 8 fighting platform, the faceless demon is about to summon the demon god's avatar and consciousness. Although it is not a real demon god, the incarnation and consciousness of the gods are not easy to handle. Invisibly, it gives people a sense of endless consciousness. The thoughts gathered here, and the eyeballs instantly swelled up. Uncle G was also nervous and scared. But at this time, he didn't bother to continue talking about what he had and what he didn't. Anyway, just settle the matter. As for the others, choose to discard it, it doesn't matter. I should trust my apprentice once. This kid will never kill himself. If this is the case, then it is basically safe. Call. If the situation really turns irreversibly, then even if I risk my life, I will bring this bastard out. Such an excellent disciple, I will not allow any accidents to happen to him. Taishuji rolled his eyes, he had already made up his mind, and then put his arms around his chest with a look of indifference. Uncle G's attitude naturally made Xiang Chang, the deputy owner of the Colosseum on the opposite side, feel a little shocked and depressed. This. What kind of trouble is this trying to make? Can you please stop for a while? This brain is almost torn apart. What if the situation collapses? This wave is really unstoppable. Consciousness completely collapsed. If this really made the incarnation of the demon god and his consciousness come to the Colosseum, the situation would really be out of his control. At that time, what changes will happen at that time, no one can predict. Uncle G. Grand Uncle Old Ghost. Aren't you going to pull your apprentice down? He's really going to die. Are you crazy? If you pull him down now, I don't have to hold him accountable. Xiang Chang, deputy owner of the Colosseum, twitched the corner of his mouth, then took a deep breath and continued. Generally speaking, the changing facial expressions are especially real. Needless to say about other things for the time being, this feeling followed in place virtually. Very real, very clear, even more decisive. This wave, take off directly. No accountability. This. What right do you have to say this in front of me? Where's the face? Really are. Don't you want your face now? That's it? It's just such an opponent. If my apprentice can't beat him, what qualifications do he have to be my great uncle's apprentice? The emperor is not in a hurry and the eunuchs are in a hurry. What are you so anxious about? It's just the incarnation of a demon god. You are listening to novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2749. Taishaji waved his hand, and while talking, the arrogant look on his face was beyond words. Needless to say anything else, this wave directly felt extraordinarily arrogant. Don't be afraid of anything, don't panic about anything, just go up and beat. What the hell is there to be afraid of? Just do it. The roaring sound was endless, and what was displayed was probably such a gesture. Frankly, but also true. When Xiang Chang, deputy owner of the Colosseum, heard this, the corners of his mouth twitched subconsciously. This is crazy. Still stupid? This is a pair of lunatic master and apprentice. Ah, this. What exactly is this trying to do? It exploded. It's taking off. My mentality is broken. Can't you just follow it safe? Uncle Old Ghost, your heart is really vicious. In order to pretend to be aggressive, to save your own face, you can even give up your apprentice. You are ruthless. Xiang Chang, the deputy owner of the Colosseum, took a deep breath, and his complexion changed completely. Needless to say anything else for the time being, this time seems very real. Boo boo boo, that's the attitude shown. Smoothly and directly. No matter what Xiang Chang, the deputy owner of the Colosseum, said, Grand Uncle G remained unmoved at all. At this moment, the faceless demon Joe on the number 8 arena was getting more and more black air. The phantom of the demon god reflected around him is also fully displayed. This time I glanced at it, and my mentality collapsed invisibly. Feeling it a little bit this time, the gesture of gnashing teeth is particularly clear. One wave, fly away. Mentality exploded. Compared to this moment, Xiang Chang, the deputy owner of the Colosseum, also seemed a little anxious. What I said before was pretentious, but when it came to the present, I was still a little unsteady. Slay the sky. You can step down. This is considered a draw. I don't want our light camp to lose such a talent. All the star cores previously bet will be returned one by one. Slay the sky. This is your only way out. Slay the sky. I hope you are clear, don't think about dying. There were roaring sounds, and the bluffing tone seemed very real. This time the feeling is in place, and the rest is basically safe. Needless to say about the rest, it feels basically stable when it feels in place. Zhantian is Fang Fan's code name on the arena. Faced with the sudden kindness of Xiang Chang, the deputy owner of the Colosseum, Fang Fan just wanted to laugh at this moment. This wave of display is so interesting. That's what the expression of boo 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 is. Feelings follow in place virtually. To say that it is for Fang Fan's safety is pure nonsense. If I had such good intentions, I wouldn't have made it like this in the first place. What kind of fuss has to follow before we can stop? Thank you for your kindness. But as I said just now, it's nothing more than an incarnation of the consciousness of an inferior demon god, so what is it? I didn't care at all. That's it? Fang Fan waved his hand, and while talking, the smile on his face was very pure. Fang Fan's words directly choked Xiang Chang, the deputy owner of the Colosseum. Ah, this. What are these things talking about? Can you stop a little bit? This wave is really hard to feel. Okay. Can't you control the rhythm a little bit? Divine System of the Strongest Card Supplier in the End Times, Doomsday Strongest Card Supplier. Author, Shu Yu. Chapter 2750. So beautiful. Hee hee. It's true that a newborn calf is not afraid of tigers. What kind of master is there, what kind of apprentice is there? Interesting. It's so much fun. What you said is clear and logical, but it's still unknown what the result will be. Ridiculous. Extremely ridiculous. I'll see how you die later. I don't even pay attention to the incarnation of the demon god. Whirring. Xiang Chang, deputy owner of the Colosseum, threw off his gloves in excitement, and then exposed his fingerless left palm, which was quite funny to watch. Second master, we can't delay. If you don't stop it, the phantom of the demon god will be completely condensed. At that time, the demon god's incarnation and consciousness will definitely come. If at that time, I can't do it even if I want to repent, then I really can't do it. It's cold. Bao Ming, the middle-aged steward of the Colosseum, trembled his lips, and while speaking, the sound of breathing became extremely rapid. Needless to say, the rest for the time being, this feeling will be followed by a broken position virtually. This wave is really going to explode. Shut up. I want you to remind me. Can't I see it? The point is, in this situation, what are you going to do? That bastard is not willing to step down at all. I said that I will not be held accountable, and I also said that I will return the star cores of those gamblers. I don't even care about this leak plate. What do you want from me? Xiang Chang, the deputy owner of the Colosseum, took a deep breath, and while talking, his complexion became extremely ugly. Now I can't wait to growl directly. What a jerk. What a mess this is. Are you crazy? Still stupid? The middle-aged steward of the Colosseum, Bao Ming, was reprimanded, and subconsciously walked back a few steps, then silently lowered his dull face, and his complexion became extremely complicated. Damn. Asshole. This is the rhythm of death. Mentality, collapsed. It's going to explode completely. Can you let me calm down a little bit? That's it, it's really not good. At this moment, Bao Ming, the middle-aged steward of the Colosseum, naturally has resentment in his heart. What's wrong with him? He had reminded him countless times from the beginning, but some idiots didn't listen to him at all. Now that the situation has turned into what it is now, what can we do? In vain? The matter has come to this point, it is useless to say more. Ridiculous. If it wasn't for this bastard who has always wanted to make some leek dishes, why did he come here? When I first pulled out the faceless demon, I reminded him countless times. Don't listen to me, is it cold now? Hee. This is retribution. Even now, if you haven't made a quick decision, you're still timid and hesitant. I really don't know what will happen in the end. It's really disgusting. It's a pity, I followed the wrong person. Otherwise, why would this be? Bao Ming, the middle-aged steward of the Colosseum, continued to lower his head, thinking inwardly, his face became increasingly ugly. At this moment, he was ready to arrange a way out for himself. If he continues to toss with this lunatic deputy owner, sooner or later he will follow Liang. Although he was very reluctant to part with the huge income from staying in the Colosseum, but if he lost his life, what was the use of those income?